doing today? I hope everyone has had an amazing Sunday. I hope that you are ready to craft a little bit. Again, I am Marianne from Made by Marianne, part of Team Unique's design team. Team Unique, woo, Unique in the Creek, yay! So welcome everybody, come on in, say hello when you get here. You can't see my face tonight, and that is on purpose. I am burning up. I'm up here in the craft alcove, and it's really hot because it has been like sweltering here today in Tennessee. It's given us that beach weather. It'll storm, and then it's fine, and then it doesn't storm, and then it's hot again, and it's crazy. It's been 90 degrees. Anyway, welcome. I'm going to shut up now, and we'll get started. As you can see, tonight, we're going to do a rail. Again, we're going with the whole theme of me cleaning out my craft room, using the things that I have so that construction can begin as soon as it gets done. Not doing too hot at it so far, but hey. So tonight we're going to use this gorgeous little rail. It is a hello rail. I hope you guys can see it for the shine there. It says hello. Let's see if I can get in there. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Let's see if I can bring you in a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Here we go. Here is our vinyl decal from uniqueinthecreek.com. This one, again, is number 1014. So the SKU is in the description box below. If you go to uniqueinthecreek.com and use my affiliate link in the description below, you can get 5% off of your rail boards and then grab this cute little vinyl while you're there. All right. So tonight we are going to do an homage to Carrie Marie. I think this little girl kind of looks like her with the brown hair and the little ladybug. Carrie Marie is, if y'all don't know, is our queen of rails. So to pay honor and tribute to her, we're doing a rail this evening. All right. So hello, I am Marianne, everybody. Welcome again. Let's get up and get started, right? I don't have to even change the camera view, and that's what I was thinking I was doing. So, well, thank you for sprinkling the love. All right, friends. Here we go. So I figured that tonight we would also use, I have exactly 6 pieces of this mesh. I got this mesh at Hobby Lobby a long time ago. And again, I have 6 pieces left of it. So back to the whole thing of using what I've got, right? So here's what it looks like normally. It comes in a roll. It's kind of like a soft mesh. Kind of reminds me of poly burlap, so we're going to use that. For the description, I have added this beautiful navy blue mesh. It will be perfect for this rail. So if you can't find this, this is great at uniqueinthecreek.com. Again, my affiliate link is pinned in the description below. Take a look and see what you can come up with, but here's a good blue for an idea, all right? This is our ribbon for this evening. And I was just looking at the website, and I am so super jealous, I can't stand it. Laurie has an absolutely beautiful double-sided red stripe, and she's got blue too. Red stripe and red polka dot. So it's got polka dots on one side and stripes on the other side. That would be absolutely perfect for this rail. And I had to stop myself from hitting purchase because, again, you know, I'm trying to clean up my craft room. But I want you guys to go there and grab it. The SKU is in the description. It is gorgeous. She's got blue, red, pink, whatever kind. It's a polka dot like this. And then it is, on the other side, it's got stripes. Beautiful. So we're going to use this mesh. It's 2.5 inches, or this ribbon, 2.5 inches, cut at 13 inches. Okay. And then we're going to use up my bandana mesh. I have just a little bit of it left as well. I keep calling it mesh, but it's ribbon. So we're going to use this ribbon. And then we're also going to use this polka dot ribbon. Okay, and I did something I don't normally do tonight. Because we're making a rail, and because it doesn't take very long, I figured that I would make the bow live with you. So, little extra treat, you get to watch me make a bow. You get to watch me, you know, hopefully I don't say many cuss words as I'm doing it. Hello, friends. Welcome, everybody. Hi, everybody. Oh, Carrie, you're fantastic. That's why I'm doing an homage to you today. I saw this rail and I thought, oh my gosh, that looks like Carrie Marie. We are doing this in her honor. So, and I also have some little daisies that we're going to shove in there. What is so weird is that I do not have a single ladybug at all in my whole entire craft room. Not a single, not a pick, not a ribbon, I have none. I'm so shocked. I don't even have ladybug buttons. Now, how can I, loving ladybugs like I do, not have a single little tiny ladybug to put on this? Ah, well, that's what happens, right? So, I might just have to go ahead and hit send anyway on my Unique in the Creek order. Get some ladybug buttons. All right, let's get started. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our vinyl. Again, it's vinyl number 1014. So if you're searching uniqueinthecreek.com using my affiliate link and code Marianne at checkout, then you want to do V as in vinyl, V1014. Okay, and you'll find this cute little girl here. So here we go. The only thing you're going to need is she also has squeegees at uniqueinthecreek.com, but you can use a credit card or something that you can get some bubbles out and a little bit of water. Okay. Now, I know Carrie Marie likes to score this a little bit, make it a little bit rough, but I haven't. I don't do that. I know she does because it makes the vinyl adhere just a little bit better, but it's not necessary. If you want to, take a little bit of sandpaper, make it a little bit rough. You can do that, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to spray a little bit of water on here, like so, friends. I'm going to make it a little bit, spread it out a little bit to where it hits everything, right? Okay, now here's the hardest part of this entire wreath, and it's getting this vinyl. You're just going to peel it off, just like that, and you're going to try to get it as centered as you possibly can. You want the little girl in the center. All right, no, got it a little bit too far to the edge here. So, and you can just pick it right back up and place it again. Let's see, I need to scoot over just a little bit. And I'm not great at this because I very rarely make rails. I leave that to Carrie Marie to make the gorgeous rails. Let's see, I want to get it over just a little bit further. There we go. I think I got it this time, friends. Nope. A little bit less right here. Okay. Here we go. Told you this was the hardest part. Okay, Marie, you got any tips for getting this on here perfectly every time? Or you just mess with it till you do? And see, the water helps you get it on there like that. I can actually see your comments tonight, friends. That's awesome. That's still... I probably should have done this beforehand, but I wanted you guys to see the entire process. That's got major bubbles in it. Did I get it? I believe it did. I got a little bit sticking out, but that's okay because we're going to put some flex tubing around it, which will hide that. All right. So once you're happy with it, let me see if I can pull it up just a little bit more. It's a little too far, and I'd rather it be up a little too far than down a little too far. And so I need it to go perfectly like this, just up a little bit more. Looky there. Finally! Finally! All right. There we go. Okay, now here's where the squeegee comes in. As you can see, or you may not be able to see, I've got some bubbles, right? So I'm going to take my squeegee, and again, uniqueinthecreek.com has some squeegees, and I'm just going to start in the middle and push the water out, right? Getting all the bubbles out so that my sticker or my vinyl adheres perfectly to the board, and you can hear the water coming out. and you can see the bubbles disappear, right? And if you don't have a cool little squeegee like me, here's a Sam's Club card. It does the exact same thing, right? There we go. And all you want to do is make sure that you get all the bubbles out and that it sticks beautifully. There we go. Ta-da! I lay the rail inside the square on your mat and line everything up with that. Well, goodness gracious, why didn't I read that before I went through all that? So there you go, friends. There's a good tip for you if you're doing rails. If you like the rails, lay it inside your square like this and then line it up like that. Good call, Carrie Marie. That's awesome. Okay, so now I'm just wiping off the thing so I don't get water everywhere. Okay, now as you can see, there are 2 sets here on my rails. We're not going to use the entire 2 sets. We're going to use the bottom row, okay? So let's go ahead and throw some zip ties in the bottom row here. I hope y'all have had a good Sunday. I spent all day yesterday playing in the yard, so my face is really red. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, I'm just using the bottom sets. Here we go. All right, and you can close them. No harm in closing them. So let's go ahead and close them all. And now our board is officially loaded. Super simple, super easy. Ta-da! Okay, now let's put our extras over here. There we go. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to start by folding our mesh, okay? You need 6 pieces of mesh. So it's not even going to take a whole roll. That's why I'm saying this is perfect, absolutely perfect for your extra pieces. If you only have a little bit left on a roll, or if you only have a few slices of poly burlap after you made a flower, etc., then making a rail is absolutely perfect. Okay, and we're going to use the clamshell as well. So this is cut 10 inches, all right? It is also wood burnt. I did wood burn these, okay? Bring you in a little bit so you can see. I did wood burn these so that it doesn't fray so badly. So if you have poly burlap, it's a good idea to go ahead and wood burn. If you're using normal mesh, you don't have to. It's going to fray no matter what you do, so that's fine. Horizontal mesh would be good. I'll put some navy blue horizontal mesh in the description as well. So here we go. I'm going to turn it into a square, right? And put the serged edges on my right and my left, okay? These are the edges that I've wood burned. Or, you know, I about said flat iron, but you can't flat iron. Y'all see where my head's at today. I'm thinking about what my hair looks like. All right, and I'm just going to scrunch right straight up the middle. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Makes it look like a bow tie, right? So here's my bow tie. Okay, and so Carrie says, don't rough up the board when using the vinyl. She only does that when she uses a metal sign for it to stick better. Okay, so when you're using a vinyl, don't rough it up. I told y'all that she does that, but when you're using a vinyl, don't do that. I bet it's because you can see the little scratches in the vinyl if you look at it the right way. I don't know. But good call, Carrie Marie. I love it. All right, so we've scrunched up the middle, and all we're going to do is we're going to take my finger, and I'm just going to twist this part over this one to make what's called a clamshell, okay? And then it makes us squeeze it together right here. It makes a little nub, and voila, there's our clamshell. Now, I am going to put a rubber band on this. You don't have to. You can stick it directly into the board. But I'm going to put a rubber band on this because I want to put ribbons on it as well and do it all at once. Okay, so here's my rubber band. There's my first piece. Okay, this one will go right here. I'll show you when we get there. So there we go. There's number 1. Okay. All right, there's that one. Here's another one that I've made. Another one that I made, another one I made. Let's do another one. So you need 6 of these, 6 clamshells. So far we have 4. So let's do 2 more. Here we go. Make sure my my factory edges are on the right and the left. They are. No, they're not. It's hard to tell with this kind. All right, there we go. Now we're just going to scrunch up the middle. Okay, there's my bow tie. And then I'm going to have this little bridge right here. I call this a little bridge. See how I've got a little bit more room instead of just squeezing in the middle. I've got a little bridge. And then I'm going to take my finger, tuck it under there, and just twist it. Just twist this little bridge to make this nub. Okay? See this nub right here? There we go. There's your clamshell. And it's okay that the bottom piece sticks out a little bit. You can make it, you can fold this over a little further if you want to. It's okay if the bottom sticks out further than the top. That's fine. That's fine. Just makes it look like a ruffle. If you wanted to, if that bothered you, then you would just need to, when you make your bridge here, you just need to scoot your finger down a little bit and flip a little bit more of the top over to cover it. See? And it'll cover the clamshell. So there we go. There's our second one. We need one more because we need 6 pieces. Let me get this spray off of here. Da, da, da. Okay, there we go. There's that one ready to go. We need one more. Okay, so again, here's our mesh, right? And we're going to scrunch up the middle. Okay, make my little bridge. And I'm going to take my right side, or if you're left-handed, you can take your left side. But I've made my little bridge, and I'm going to take my right side, and I'm going to twist it and flip it over on top. And there's our clamshell petal. Da, 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 da. And now I'm going to put a rubber band in it. You don't have to. You can stick it straight in the board if you want to. I just don't want to use 20 million zip ties on top of each other. I want to try and put them all in one. So there we go. There's our little nub. Okay, there we are. So there's our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ta-da! Okay. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my ribbon. And if you notice, I was a little fancy. Instead of just doing a normal V-cut, I used my scallop scissors, my scalloped pink and shears, and cut my dovetails like that. So you can't really tell with the bandana piece, but you can tell really well with the blue. I thought it just added a little extra touch there. Little scalloped. Well, hello, Miss Jackie. Welcome. Hi, Tina Kelly. I didn't say hello to you either, so hello. All right. Now, we're going to put our ribbon, and all we're going to do here, again, these are cut 13 inches, okay? And I did 13 inches because I didn't know how much of a dovetail these pinking shears would do, so you can really cut it down to 12 inches if you want to, right? So I started at 13 inches. They end up being a little less than 13, but that's okay. I'm going to fold it in half, right, just to find my center here. There we go. I'm going to scrunch up the center, flip it over, and there's one ribbon tail. All right. And let's put our next one in here. So here's that one. We're going to, same thing, cut 13 inches, find my center, scrunch up the middle, and voila. There we go. Why I didn't do these together, I don't know, but I'm going to lay them on top of each other. The next time I'll do them together. So there we go. There's that one. Now I'm going to take my clamshell. I'm going to lay these on top of my clamshell here. And I'm going to stick them in the rail board. I'll make sure they look pretty first. And that they are where I want them to be. There we go. Now, at this point, if you want to, you can also take your daisy flower that you're going to use and stick it in there on top. I don't want to do that. I kind of want to glue mine in, so we're going to save these till the end, okay? But if you wanted to, if you were so inclined, you could actually put it in there as well. So that's what we're going to do. That's our pattern for the evening. So let me get my zip tie gun and voila. Hi, Donna. That's okay. That's okay. I'm glad you're watching. Glad you said hello. All right, friends. There we are. There's our first one. Let's get our next one here. So instead of being an idiot and laying them on top of each other, I'm going to do it just like this. This time, find my center. There we go. Make sure that my other one's not sticking out further than that one. Scrunch, flip, and voila. That one's longer. Okay, put it on top of my clamshell here. There we go. Kind of want my bandanas sticking a little to the center. Again, I really wish I had some of that. It's brand new, I think, to the Unique in the Creek website. Again, it's red polka dot on one side and red stripe on the other. That would be so pretty for this little vinyl. So if you guys have some of that or want to purchase it, that's the code, or that's the SKU in the description. I think she has some bandana. I got so tied up at the double-sided one, I didn't even look to see if she had the bandana. But I got this a long time ago from her. So uniqueinthecreek.com, friends. Make sure you shop there. Okay. We're just going to keep doing the same. Now that we're in the middle, so this one is our middle, I'm going to skip it for right now, and I'm going to go to the other side. Okay? So let's go to the other side. Same thing. I'm just going to turn my clamshell and my thing around. All right? And if you'll notice, I'm kind of moving this one down to the side so that it doesn't stick up over my, kind of angling it down a little bit so it doesn't stick up over my vinyl. I don't want everybody to see the board, but then again, if you do the bottom, you're not going to be able to, because these, I don't want it covering the sign, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I can't talk today, friends. There we go. And if you think you've pulled one a little too close, you just pull it out a little bit. There we go. There's that one. Let's do the next one. Then we're going to lay this next one right here. Here we go. Find my center. All right. Put this one a little bit in. Just flatten them down a little bit. They will move up. This one needs to be pulled down just a bit. Here we go. There's that one. We can come back and fix the ribbons in just a second. Make sure they all look good. I'm moving it all over the place, but you can't even see that part. There we go. All right, now for the middle one, we're going to do it like this. I'm going to try being the operative word, to get both of these in this zip tie. I don't know that it's going to work, but we're going to try. I can't put the ribbon on top. I'm going to have to use 2 zip ties for this one, but there we go. I think I've got them both in there. I do. All right. There we are. Make it look kind of like a little bow tie there. So I stuck 2 of these in one zip tie. Gonna have to turn it around, do it the right way, Marianne. Well, that one's not gonna come out. All right, that's all right. We can use some clippers. Get that little thing off there. Okay. And then I'm gonna put another zip tie in right smack dab on top of it because I need to lay my ribbons down. And really, you don't have to put a ribbon here, but I cut 6 of them, might as well. So there's this one going this way. Notice I didn't close it. You can close it if you want to. I'll go ahead and close it just to show you. There we go. And then let's put this one going the other way. And we have our mesh and things in the rail board. And that one is way off, isn't it? Ay, ay, ay. There we go. Okay. All right, friends. I got it. It is. Okay. Now I'm going to close this zip tie before they have a chance to move, or before I move it. Ta-da! Now I got a big hump right there, but that's okay. Okay, there is our finished mesh. Now I know you're saying, Marianne, you can see the board. Well, hang tight. We're not finished just yet. There we go. Here's what we have so far. Hello, everybody. Glad to see you all. Okay. Kind of want to angle these down. That one's a little too long, but that's okay. We'll cut it. No problem. All right. Now, I have just made a plain old polka dot red right here. Nothing fancy, nothing special, just 2 6-inch loops and some tails. And what I'm going to do is put it in the top holes here. Okay? Because this is going to be what covers up our board right here. If I can get it in there. There we go. And I know we always say, don't suck your bow down in there, but for this one, it's kind of okay. Because you can make it look like it's not sucked in there. I know that's a bad thing to tell you. So, here we go. And then we're going to put our tails straight down like that. Make our bow look good. Let me just fix it on the back. Oh, thanks, Susan. I'm glad. Hi, Eileen. All right, now we're going to turn it over. We're just going to... I don't know where I got this orange Chenille stem. It just happened to be the one that I picked up while I was making it. Let's cut these off. So it doesn't scratch somebody's door. Stick them down in there. Maybe. I will do that in a minute. All right, here we go. Squish my bow, but that's okay. We're going to unsquish it. there we are. There's the bottom part of our little girl. Let's make sure we can see the hello. Okay, now, hope you have your glue gun ready. Hi, everybody. Hi, Diane. All right. Ta-da! Okay, now we're going to take our glue gun, get our glue gun ready, and we're going to grab our stems, okay? You need at least 5, right? You don't need 6. You just need 5 stems, okay? And some of these have 2 flowers on it, and some of them have 3. So I want to do 3 on the outside, 2 in the middle, and then 1 of the 3 right here. Okay, so grab your glue gun. First, let's audition. Make sure they go where I think I'm going to put them. So put 1 there. This one's a 3, so it should go here instead of that one. There we go. Glue that one right there. This one's 2. And again, you could do this while you were putting the mesh in. I just decided I was going to do it a little later. And then I really, really, really wish I had some ladybugs, but I don't know what in the world, why I do not have ladybugs of all people. I just can't believe that. Let's see, this is a 2. It goes right there. Kind of shocked, friends. Pull it out just a little bit. And then here's our last 3. All right, friends. Then we'll put this one up in here, under the bow, or in between the bow. About right there. Or and I'm going to have to glue this bow down to stay where I want it to be, because it's not going to. Do we like that there, or should we have them face up? Let's see. If we do that, you can see the holes, so maybe. There we go. All right, what do y'all think about that? Everybody like it like that? In a good place? This bow's still not right. That's okay, I will fix it. Yeah, I like it. Thanks, Ruthie. Now, I'm sure that Carrie Marie would have killed this little design. She would have been absolutely gorgeous. But mine is just plain, so this is how we're going to do it. And then we're going to make our bow. And we're going to have our bow as what we're hanging this from. Okay? So let's glue these puppies in here where we need them to go. I'm going to glue this stick here. Just putting a little bit of glue on the stick. Make sure I put everything the right way there. There we go. There is 1. One. There's our first one. Let me pull you back out. There we go. There's our first one. So put our second one in here. Just gotta lift it up. Squirt some glue there. way it'll stay exactly where it is, where I laid it. So that's perfect. Just gonna move this one around, do the same thing. Glue stick in there. Okay. Turn it around this way. Do this side. Probably putting a lot of glue in there, but that's okay. I just want to make sure they stick. And make sure that it's the same as that one. Is it? Let's see. It is. Okay. And now for the last one. Okay. There we go. And it's that simple. Now, if you wanted to, you could be finished. You could be done. You could put a zip tie here where your hanging hole are. Let me show you. Like, here's your hanging holes, right? You could put a zip tie in there and you are done. It would be gorgeous. Perfectly fine. You know, nothing else needed to be done. But I want to hang it from a bow. So that's what we're going to do. Now, question, team. There I go again. Calling y'all team. Do we want to use a little bit of this bandana ribbon as our hanger and then make our bow? Because now our bow's going to have these three colors, right? So do we want to hang it by the bandana ribbon or do we want to hang it by red? Just plain old red. I'll let y'all decide. Hi, friends. I love your ta-das. Well, I have to do it that way. Plain red. I think so too, Susan. I'm glad you're on my side. Who else has an opinion? I think we've got too much bandana in it right now to do that. We need to bring out the polka dot a little bit more. So I think plain red as well. Oh, everybody said, okay, stay with plain red, bandana, bandana. Well, now we're even, team. Gosh. Carrie Marie says bandana. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a big bow as the hanger. Well, I'm going to have bandana. I think I'm going to do plain red. I think I agree with Susan's first comment, plain red. Because I'm going to have bandana in the actual bow. So, plain red. I just stabbed myself trying to put my... I was trying to put my pin back in my ribbon and was pressing the wrong end in. Anyway, all right. So, let's do plain red. Okay. Next thing we're going to need to do is make some holes. Okay. So, now that you have your vinyl in here, you can actually press your fingers down into the hanging holes and see where you need to make puncture wounds, right? So, I don't know how Carrie Marie does it, but I just take a pin and I go straight down into the hole, like so. Because that way it makes a round It doesn't, if you do it with your scissors, you're going to have a slit and it's not going to be round and stick around the hanging hole. All right. So I'll just take a pen, a ballpoint pen, and just stick it down in there. Right. And that way I have holes. I don't have rips. I don't have slits. I have nice, neat holes. Okay. Those are going to be, and as you can see, some of the water's still coming out. So that's probably a good thing. Probably didn't get it all out. All right. So there's our holes. It is ready. It would hang like this. That's going to be so stinking cute. Okay. I'll have to, that bow's going to drive me crazy. All right. So plain red's going to be our hanger. So it'll come straight up, right? Or we could do plain blue. I don't know. We're not there yet. So let's grab our bow maker, put our pen back so I can find it later. Put all this back. Let's grab our bow maker. Wherever it is. Here it is. Found it. Found it. Okay. And let's start with our biggest ribbon in the back. Okay. First thing you're going to need is a not a zip tie, a chenille stem to hold it together. So there's this a black one. I thought I had a red, but I don't know. There's this a black one. Where did I get these zip tie or these chenille stems? Okay. There's our chenille stem. We're going to stick our 2.5 inch as our base. Always start with your biggest ribbon in the back. That's just a little tip for you guys. So Carrie Marie does it with a pen too. Oh yeah, polka dot ribbon. I didn't think about that. It's too thick though. I think we're going to do plain red and then watch this team. So here we go. Now I don't normally do this on camera because I am so stinking picky that it takes me forever. So let's move this over here. Ay, ay, ay. Come on. I don't want to pull up the vinyl and it's not absolutely 100% dry yet. So here we go. Okay. 2.5 inch stripe. First thing I do is I make my tail. Okay. Let's see. We're going to leave them a little bit long because you can always cut them. If you have plenty of ribbon, plenty of tail's fine. All right. Twist it in there. There we go. We're going to do a 6 inch. And we're going to use the 3-2-1 method, which means we're going to have 3 loops on each side, 2 loops on each side, 1 loop on each side. So 3-2-1 in those layers. All right, twist it again. There we go. Make a 6 inch on this side, using my little pinky as a guide. So there's 1 loop. Okay, let's make sure that these are the same size. Even though I did use my pinky as a guide, sometimes they get a little wonky, so let's make sure, and they are. I did a good job. We want them in an X shape. So there's our X. All right, we need 2 more, so here we go. There's a 6. Actually, that's 7. Let's scoot it down a little bit, Marianne. Slide my ribbon back through here. Okay. Make my little squish in there, making sure it's inside the dowels, not outside. Here we go. And you even see for this big old thing of ribbon here. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. I liked them too. I thought they matched this little thing perfectly. I might even, you know, if Carrie Marie didn't have a million rails, I'd send this one to her as my little love you. But she'd probably be like, now why is this girl sending me rails? Knowing she's the queen of rails. There we go. All right, there's those 2, and they match. Right, they do. Yay. Okay, we're leaving those right there. Now let's make our last 2. So this needs to twist. Make sure it's twisted in our dowel rod. There we go. Slide it back through using this one as a guide. I'm just going to do it like that. people ask me why I squish my ribbon down and that if it doesn't make a crease. No, it does not make a crease, because if you use good ribbon, the crease comes right out. All right, there we go. There's that one. Same thing on this side. But I do it because I'm so OCD that they all have to be the same size, and that's the only way I know to get them the same size. Because if I didn't squish them down and make this crease right here, then I wouldn't be able to tell if they're exactly the same size all the way around. That's why I do it. It just helps me. If you want me to, if you need to know how to make a bow and want me to go a little slower, I have a whole bow, nothing but making a bow tutorial on my page that shows this exact step. So made by Marianne. You can check me out on Facebook. There's a step-by-step process. Laurie has a few tutorials on bow making as well, if you like Laurie's bows. I think Jackie does as well on our YouTube channel, Unique in the Creek YouTube. So there we go. There's our background bow. Let's cut our tail off. Ta-da! Let's put our pin back in it. Okay, now because we want our pin, because we want the polka dot ribbon to show up, we're going to use it last. So let's do our bandana as our second one. So again, if we're doing 3, 2, 1, we need 2 loops on each side of our red bandana. So let's do it like this. Make our tail, make it match. It does. Squish it down, twist it in there, squish it down. And this time, this loop is going to be 5 inches. We're going to go down each time we do a new set. So find your little 5 line here, which is right here. Put my little pinky there to guide myself. Wrap my ribbon back this way. Make my little crease at the 5-inch line. Twist inside my dowels. Make sure it's still 5 inches. It is. Ta-da! Same on this side. So 5 inches over here. There's my little pinky, my little broke pinky. There we go. Can y'all see this okay? Do I need to, should I zoom in, or are y'all seeing this all right? Let me know if I should zoom in and I will. Yeah, there you go, Tina. There you go. Good call. Tina Kelly just told you exactly how to find it if you need to watch a bow tutorial. If you need somebody to go slower and do nothing but bows, again, you can find it on my page or uniqueinthecreek.com YouTube. All right, are these the same? Yes, they're the same. Awesome. So we're going to put these here because that's where they go. We need 2 more. So let's do 2 more 5-inch loops. There's my pinky. I get nervous making bows in front of people, which is why I don't normally make them live. I'm such a perfectionist that sometimes I start over. It's crazy. Sometimes I make 3 and 4 bows before I'm happy with the bow that I use. It's weird. I'm just weird like that. And you can't do that live. You have to stick with the bow that you decided you were going to make. You know, so I make mine ahead of time most of the time. Especially if it's going to be a big project. All right, there's our 2. So let's cut our tail off here. Put our pin back in. Maybe. It'll go in there. Good enough. All right. Now, and again, you'll notice that this is Christmas ribbon. But I want to tell you one more time that ribbon that Laurie has, it's brand new. It's polka dot on the top and stripe on the bottom. It's reversible. It is beautiful. And I really want some. So I'll probably buy some and then redo this rail again with that. That's what I think that would be perfect for this little picture here, this little girl. I think it's gorgeous. But this is Christmas ribbon. So notice how perfectly it matches our summertime. Just because it says Christmas, you might pay a little bit more for it at Hobby Lobby, but hey, get it on sale when they do that 50% off, right? Or get it on sale at Unique in the Creek website. Grab the stuff that Lori has. It's good stuff. But just saying that, you know, Christmas ribbon doesn't really always mean Christmas ribbon. It can be used for other things. So don't pigeonhole a ribbon just because it says Christmas. All right, let's see. Now, I like to make these the same size because when it comes out, they're a little bit shorter anyway because of the thickness of here. So I'm going to do another 5-inch loop, one on each side, okay? So there we go. There's one. Same length as those. There we go. 5 inches on this side. Perfect. Okay. Now, y'all know me. Can't stop right here. So I'm going to cut this tail. And I'm going to do my signature twist. Now, this signature twist, I guess it's my signature twist. I do it on all my bows. But it's my little loop in the center. I don't think a bow is finished for me until I do the loop in the center. So here we go. I'm going to pull you in and show you how I do it. I'm not that OCD. Sure you're not, Carrie. Sure you're not. You can lie to a lot of people, but not your best. All right, here we go. So I'm going to do like normal. Just put it right in there, exactly like normal. Right? Here's my tail. I'm going to make my twist. There we go. Okay? So now I have 2 of these tails. Okay? And if you don't want this much polka dot, you can always cut this off when we get done. All right? Or if you don't want this much polka dot tails, then don't start with that much. Start with like maybe 2 inches here. Right? Twist there. Okay? But I don't mind having that many polka dot tails. I think it's going to bring the polka dot out. All right. I'm going to twist. There we go. There's our tail. Okay? Now I'm going to take this side and I'm going to go real slow so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to wrap it around. Okay, so all I've done is I've just made a loop right there. See? So here's my dowels. Right? I'm just going to take it, wrap it around, and put it in between. All right? There you go. That's how you do it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right? Just make a circle. Make a loop right there. Get it to where you want whatever size that you think is pretty. So let's see, I think that'll be too big. I don't want it huge. Maybe like that, it's fine. And just squish it all down. And just wrap this tail underneath. Use your thumbs to push it down. And there's your little middle piece. Okay? There you go. That's what you do. Easy peasy. There we go. I think that might be a little too big, but we'll see. So do you want me to do it again? I'm going to do it one more time just to show you guys. So first thing you do is you make your tail like normal. Okay? Twist it like normal, like you're going to make a loop. So instead of folding it back this way, right, you're just going to bring this piece all the way around, wrap it around, make a loop, put it back in there like this. That's all you're doing. And then when you get it to the size you want, like I like it like this, like about right here, you just squish it down, right? Squish it down, make your squish, and then pull your tail underneath it. Use your thumbs to press it all down. There you go. If you want it to be smaller, just pull in a little more, right? There you go. And there's how you make the middle loop. Really, really easy. But if someone hadn't shown me, I would have known, because the instructions written out are hard to follow. You're like, twist it where? Twist it what? Put it where? So, showing sometimes. I'm so visual though. Anyway, you got to show me and let me do it. Takes a little bit of practice. So now we're just going to cut this edge off. Ta-da! Put our bow back. Okay. Pin is back in our ribbon. Now the hard part. Taking it all off. So I'm going to take my zip tie, or not my zip tie, my chenille stem. And I'm just going to thread it back through here. Thread it through my dowel. See, there it is. It's my bottom one. Take this one, do the same. Thread it through. There it is. And I'm just going to make sure everything's where I want it again. Okay. Pull as hard as I can to tighten it all in there. Grab a zip tie. Okay, pull it up and off. You're stacked, good to go. Scoot it up here for you. Now, I'm going to pull this zip tie a little bit further. Okay. Now, I'm going to make sure everything's in the right place first. I've got my 2 fingers over the hump here. Right, see my 2 fingers. There's the stack is right here. The nub is right here in between my 2 fingers. Okay. So I'm going to make sure everything is in the right place again. And my tails are good. Everything's where I want it, right? Make sure both sides are where I want them. Okay. Told you guys I was OCD about it, so. All right. Now we're going to take our zip tie and we're going to thread it right under here, right on top of that chenille stem. Okay? Right smack dab on top of that chenille stem and close it. Okay? So see, here we go. Right smack dab on top of that chenille stem. There it is. There's our zip tie. There we go. Pull it as tight as it can go, and there is your bow. Ta-da! Let me get it off of there. Okay. Let's put our out of the way. All right, now, if you don't get this chenille stem all the way through your zip tie, I very rarely do, and yet again I haven't. See, I can pull it out with no problem. Actually, yep, I can pull it out, no problem. If you don't, no big deal. Just take another zip tie, wrap it in the same place, and put the chenille stem here. Right? But we're going to use this as our hanging hole. So I don't want to put anything else on here. But if you were just putting this in a wreath, then you just put another zip tie right there, and then there's how you would attach it to the board. Okay? Make sense? Right? And then you'd have to come back up here and fix everything because it's squished. But at least it's all in the right place. Okay? So there you go. There's how you'd make a bow. Since we're doing it as a hanging hole, though, you might not even need the chenille stem. Let's see what we need here. Let's take this zip tie off of there. Where are my clippers? Right here. Okay. And let's put this to the side. Grab our red ribbon, because I think that's what we decided we were going to do. Let me pull you back out. There we go. You too, Miss Tracy. Glad to see you, hun. Have a good one. Have a good night. And then I am just going to thread it through our holes here. I'm going to try and figure out how long I think it should go. I think that is good because our bow, turn it this way so y'all can see it. Because our bow would hang about right here. Oh, so yeah, that's long enough. Do you have a certain, Carrie Marie, do you have a certain length that you make your hanging hole? Or is it just whatever you think looks good? Or you make your hanging string here? Hi, Judy. I think this looks good. I think this is long enough. So hold on just a minute and let me cut it off right here. Because now remember, you have to put this side through here as well. And if you get it too long, you can always cut it off a little bit. But there we go. So, make it even here. And let's just tie it in a knot up here. I'm just going to tie a knot right here. I've got all kinds of stuff everywhere, friends. Everywhere. I need a bigger craft table. I say that all the time, and this thing is Mac Daddy huge. It's one of them big 8-foot tables. All right, let's see. Now, I'm just going to make a knot. Nothing special, nothing crazy, just a knot, right? And instead of finishing it, I'm actually going to put a zip tie in the middle of it. Okay? There we go. See how I put the zip tie? Just thread it in the middle of this knot. There it is, right? And I'm pulling it as tight as I possibly can. I'm making another knot just to make sure it's secure. Okay. We can fix that later. I'm worried about how the thing looks. And then I'm just going to take this zip tie, put it in the exact, right over top of the exact zip tie that I just used. The exact one in the bow. So this zip tie right here that's holding everything together, right? I'm going to take this zip tie that I just tied into this knot and put it right on top. Okay? Put it right smack dab on top of it. All right? If I put it in the right way. I put it in backwards. So let's turn it over. There we go. Ta-da. Okay. And this zip tie. Well, I'm not having very good luck with my zip tie gun ever since. Friends, I did it backwards. Let's do it again. I did it backwards, friends. Let's do it again. I was trying to show you guys and got it in there backwards. So let's make sure we don't cut the other one, just this one. Okay. You want to do it like this. I was trying to show you. Okay. Well, now we're going to have to untie the knot. That's all right. Oh, gosh. See, we all make mistakes. Big mistakes. Actually, I think I can just take the knot and do it just like that. Yeah. Okay. Just tightening up the zip tie here. And voila. Now, let's make our tails look good and our bow look good. And there, my friends, is our rail. Let's do some really pretty cuts with our pinking shears here. Y'all tell I'm thinking and not, my brain doesn't want to work while I'm thinking. It's like, can't get it out of my mouth. We might cut these a lot shorter, but for now, I'll roll it up real good. Just making some dovetails with my pinking shears. That's all I'm doing. Thank you. Yeah, put it in backwards. Put it in backwards. That's what I'm trying to show y'all how to do it, and I do it backwards. So I'm gonna roll that one up, although I don't know that I want to keep it rolled. There we go. Let's do this side. Turn it around here. What do you think, friends? Y'all like this? Like this hanging bow and this sign? Don't you think it looks like Carrie Marie? I think it's cute. Cute as a button. So I hope the Queen of Rails has actually smiled down upon me this evening. And that I have done it justice. I will take some pictures tomorrow and get it done. Do y'all have any questions? Again, you can grab everything that you need to make this amazing rail at uniqueinthecreek.com. Use my affiliate link and code Marianne. You spell my name right here. How you spell my name. Use code Marianne at checkout to get the discount. You get 5% off the boards. I think she's going to have another good sale coming up, if I'm not mistaken. But you don't want to miss out on some of your favorite things. And she sells out of things really quickly. So grab what you want right now, or it might not be there tomorrow. Right? Okay, there's that. Let's fluff out our ribbon here. Let me move these so you guys can actually see it. All right. Carrie Marie has also, speaking of amazing rails, Carrie Marie has also started doing wreath attachments as well. Did y'all see her ghost on Tuesday? I missed it. I had to go back and watch the highlights because, of course, I work my life away. But she made the ghost. Isn't it cute? It was adorable. Adorable. She made a bear that she's been posting, so check that out as well. She will be here. Are you doing Tuesday, this coming Tuesday? I'm doing this bow upside down, so I can't really see it. Carrie Marie? And then you can see Jackie's back, so Jackie will be Wednesday. And then, of course, our lovely Judy, Miss Judy Baker, our fabulous Shuggy, is on Thursdays. So y'all hang out and watch with us, see what we can come up with, see what our little creative brains decide to make for the evening. I'm sure you'll be entertained, if nothing else, because we're all a little crazy. And they're saying, speak for yourself, Marianne, you're the crazy one. All right, so our bow's beginning to take shape here. Almost done. Almost done fluffing them out. Oh, thanks, Carrie. Thanks, everybody. I'm so glad you all like it. Oh, okay. Well, you be safe. Oh, that's right. You're going to West Virginia for the 4th. Well, you all have an amazing 4th of July weekend. All of you. Carrie, you be careful. Have fun with your family. Give them all kisses from me. And say, yes, she's crazy like that. She's giving her family kisses. Never met them, but I will one day. Here we go. And We, my friends, I'm not going to sit here and fluff. I could fluff this bow for years, and I'm not going to do that to you. So, I'm just going to pull it out a little bit. I'll make sure they're perfect. This is what we've created this evening, friends. I hope you can see it. Let's move all this crap so that you can see it. Clean it all up a little bit. And I'll take some pictures of it tomorrow. But this is it. This is our rail, friends. Do you have any questions or comments or concerns? Hope I did you proud, Carrie Marie. It'll be at your doorstep next week. I'm kidding. I just thought it looked just like it. All right, there you go. Here it is, friends. Everything you need. A very simple project. Didn't take us very long. The thing that took us the longest was our bow here. And again, I'll have to fix it. It'll look better in the pictures. But there we are. There we are. Well, hi from Southern California. Oh, cool. Okay, so Carrie Marie's going to start selling her attachments. Y'all better get over there and check them out. They're going to be cute. They're going to go quickly. All right, everybody. Thank you again for joining me this evening. Again, I'm Marianne from Made by Marianne, part of the Team Unique design team from Unique in the Creek. Y'all go check out uniqueinthecreek.com for everything you need to make this gorgeous wreath, including the vinyl, the board, the ribbon, the mesh, everything. The florals, everything. You can get it all there. Hope y'all have a great night. Tonight it was made by Marianne. Tomorrow it might be made by you. Mwah. If you need me, send me a message. I'll get right back to you as soon as I can. Thanks again tonight. Bye-bye. See you this week, guys. Don't forget Carrie, Jackie, and Judy, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Bye-bye.